Hey guys! So many of you know that I am a chemist, I'm a scientist first, and I think it's really important that understanding science behind food and nutrients that you eat really does help with figuring out how to feed yourselves. And I was thinking of an example of this because I wanted to really demonstrate what I mean by this in like an actual example. And the one that I thought of today was based on a conversation I had with one of my friends the other day about a particular 30-day program and how there are people saying that if you want to lose weight, you should watch your fruit, but then they'll promote a recipe where they'll dump in like a half a cup or a full cup of agave syrup in it. And it's like very misleading information because if we're not supposed to be eating fruit because of the sugar, but we're dumping in agave syrup, you know what I mean? It's very confusing. And unless you really understand what types of sugars are involved and the other parts, it's really hard to just blindly say, yes, agave syrup, it comes from a plant, it must be healthier, it has a lower glycemic index than table sugar, it must be healthier, right? But that's misleading because you don't know exactly everything that what's in agave syrup and what it's actually doing inside of your body. So I thought that would be a great example today. So agave syrup is mostly fructose, okay? Fructose is a sugar, yes, but technically it's not the sugar your body wants. Your body actually wants the sugar glucose. All right, glucose is 50% of your table sugar. Glucose is in all the starches. I mean, that is your primary sugar that you're eating. Your body uses it for energy. It knows what to do with it. So if you are eating something that is mostly fructose from something like agave syrup, right? And if you're eating like a little bit, it's probably fine. But if you're like trying to make something where instead of like a half a cup of regular table sugar, you're adding half a cup of agave and thinking you're making healthier choices, and so you're still eating a lot of fructose at the end of the day. So when your body ingests fructose, it gets absorbed very quickly and it goes straight to your liver. Your liver has to basically figure out what to do with it. That's your liver's job. It's a processing center. So it's going to take a little bit of that fructose, going to convert it into glucose, which is the sugar that your body actually wants for energy, and they'll pump that in your blood. So when you're reading a low glycemic index, you're reading the little bit of fructose that converted into glucose in your blood, because the glycemic index is only reading glucose, okay? So then you figure, okay, but a little bit converted, what about the rest of fructose? So this is where things get a little bit hairier. Your body has to figure out what to do with the rest of this fructose, all right? Now, your body doesn't get rid of anything it knows it can use for later. The thing that it loves to do is convert things to fat, because fat is a very efficient energy source and it's something that your body will use for later. So all this extra fructose that you've just eaten, that a little bit went into your blood as glucose, the rest is still in your liver, it gets converted into fat. It's getting converted into fat in your liver, so you have to think about that. Some of that fat gets pumped into your blood, and then it's reading as high triglycerides, it's reading as high bad cholesterol, your LDLs, right? Because again, that fat has to go somewhere. Or it's storing as a fat deposit in your liver, producing over time fatty liver disease if you're over consuming fructose for a long period of time. Or it'll just start to create belly fat, which we know is like the most harmful places to put fat on your body, right? So you have to be, just because it's not reading as sugar in your blood doesn't mean there's not other things happening as a result of this fructose, right? So then the question is, well, fruit has fructose in it too. Yes, you're right. But you gotta think of how much you're eating in a fruit as opposed to how much you're eating in a particular recipe, right? Also, fruit has other things in it. It's not just sugar. Fruit has fiber, which actually slows the absorption of of sugars in your body, into your blood, which is what you want. It also helps your gut health, which is what we want. It also has a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals, and all the other micronutrients you're not going to get anywhere else. So fruit in itself is very nutrient dense. So it's in your benefit to eat fruit anyway because it's just very nutrient dense. So if you're concerned about your sugar intake, you have to be concerned about all the sugar, not just glucose, and not just your glycemic index. Because just because it's not glucose doesn't mean it's not doing something else internally. Okay, so that's where when I see recipes that are cup for cup, replacing things with agave syrup, it's like you're not doing yourself really any favors, particularly when it comes to weight. And if the fat's going into your blood, that's a big heart disease risk as well. So yeah, that's also something that needs to be considered as well. Anyway, I hope that helps. And again, I hope that really illustrates why I am so passionate about explaining the science and the chemistry behind food and nutrients, because I think it really helps people figure out, navigate, you know, all the recipes that are being pushed online as healthy, or even your own food choices. Because when you understand what's in food, you really can help you figure out how to make your own best decisions that you feel benefit you personally, right? And that you feel comfortable with. And that's why in my class, which starts next week, I go over the different types of sugars, what is happening inside your body. You know, there's more than just glucose and fructose, right? All the different starches, because it really does help place those things together. And obviously, if anybody has any particular questions about something, I'm there in real time. I can answer them real time with you guys as well, so that you can have those questions answered. So then you're like, oh, okay, and I know what to do. So it's really easy. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.